Mayor, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for September 15, 2022, to order at 7 o'clock p.m. On roll call, we have Council members Ballestieri. Here. Dennis. Here. Golombek, absent. Pellegrin. Here. Sheridan. Here. Council President Fasolo.
Here.
Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Mrs. Morris. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you this evening? Okay. That makes us one. We have a delightful evening planned here. It seems like the crew has done it again, and I think what we should do is each and every year just book this. Of course, what's it been, the last 3 years now, or 4 years that we've had 4 years champions. So we'll be getting to that very shortly. It's a good thing. But first, we're going to pay homage to the Lord and also our flag, and to everybody please stand. And Pastor Ron is here to bless our meeting, and I guess the league also. Pastor Ron? Thank you, Pastor Ron. Everybody please turn to that beautiful red, white, and blue flag that's standing over there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey require at the commencement of every meeting a statement of compliance be read by the presiding officer. Now, therefore, be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing a special meeting notice in the Record and Herald News and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk, as well as in a public place within the municipal building, and also by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted and transmitted on January 8th, 2022, and published on January 11th, 2022. Ms. Morris.
Thank you. For approval of minutes tonight, we have June 2nd, 2022 work session, June 2nd, 2022 executive session, June 30th, 2022 regular meeting, June 30th, 2022 executive session, July 7th, 2022 special executive meeting, July 14th, 2022 work session, July 14th, 2022 executive session, and let the record reflect that Councilman Golombek is now present for the meeting at 7:04 p.m. Mayor?
We're good? Yes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Fasolo, second by Pellegrin. On roll call, we have council members Ballestieri.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Golombek.
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Sheridan.
Yes.
Council President Fasolo.
Yes.
Minutes approved. At this time, we will be having a presentation honoring the EP crew soccer members.
Sandy?
third team in third place. So pretty good record. Our Tigers have earned the championship title as they won 6 games and only tied 2 games. So almost undefeated, okay? 2 games tied and 6 were winning games. They competed against towns like Morris, Mount Olive, Summit, and Lana Valley. They played great on their flag 3 level competition, and now they have earned for fall second place in their group. Okay, so they're advanced to the second level. They have scored 31 goals during the 8 games and conceded only 13 goals. Okay, boys and families, we are so proud of you, and we wish you all the success this fall in the upcoming season. Your hard work during practices and your coaches, preparation during training and dedication lead you to your success. Most of all, your parents, bringing you to the games and practices. They are, very dedicated to this club, and we are grateful for your parents that, they can bring you on time, and they, want you to advance in your team. Okay, so we're wishing you a lot of achievement again. Thank you for your continued support and commitment to the sport you love. You are the third time champion in the Morris County. You were champions in fall of 2020.
We lost our season 3 times.
Yeah.
First place.
Fall 2020. I would like to thank Coach Antonio, who was the head coach for many years. So we thank you for years of your dedication. Was it 10 or 11?
Since we started.
Yeah, 11 years. And we are grateful, that you were working with us, and you helped them succeed. Same with Coach Lewis. He was great assisting you in preparing them for the we are very grateful for you, coaches. Okay, thank you very much, and our motto is being carried very well by you. Our motto for the club is dedication plus motivation plus success. So we wish you that success again. Right? Thank you. Okay. So now we're going to present coaches. Coach Antonio Casapone. Coach Luis Cabrera. Go. Thomas Schulte. Here you go, Tom. Sebastian Opeza. Dominic. Ethan Marrero. Ryan Blake. Go. David Garcia Ramos, he's not here.
Ethan Bennett. Okay, let's go. Let's go. What was the name?
Aiden Bevok. And Michael Bonilla here.
Last but not least.
Zohair Malik. The tallest, I think.
The tallest
The
and
tallest
youngest.
and younger. Okay, great. So now we will take
Council comments.
Now we have one trophy for the town.
Excellent.
Yes. And I'll go and keep one for the recreation.
Excellent. This will go in the municipal building. Yes. And we're grateful for being part of it. Thank you very much. Where can we display this?
Salvador.
I'm really cold.
You know, right?
Come back, Coach. Turn your certificates around. Open them up and turn them.
Not just me around here.
It's the weather though. Chilly out. Dairy Queen. I want Dairy Queen. I want Dairy Queen. Can we go with that?
Way to go, crew. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like council comments, so we'll start off with Mrs. Dennis.
Boys, congratulations. Week after week, I enjoy personally watching you guys go out there and put in all your hard work and effort to be here again. We're very proud of you. Just want to shout out to your coaches for a second. Coach Antonio, thank you for your commitment to the program. We were going to miss you. We appreciate you. Coach Lou, we've seen you. Coach Lou, we've seen you here a few times and in other programs as a championship coach. And just want to thank you for your dedication to all the kids in Elmwood Park. Thank you for dedicating your time to all of our programs and teaching these kids what it is to be successful and be team players. We really appreciate you. Always congratulations this season, and I hope to see you guys here again soon.
Councilwoman Ballesteri.
Yes, I would like to congratulate the EP Crew Tigers on their phenomenal season, 2022 soccer season. It's amazing that you're back here again, and we're just so grateful to have you, and you're doing such a great job. 4 seasons, that's amazing. It's always a pleasure to have all of you here to share your success with us. Thank you to all the coaches for your commitment, and to the athletes also as well for all your hard work. And a shout out to all the parents for all you do to help this success happen. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Mrs. Ballesteri. Councilman Golombek.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations, everyone, coaches, players, parents. You play the most beautiful sport on earth, and you should keep playing it, keep playing with EP Crew, play high school, become a referee, become a coach when you're older, stay connected. Let's keep growing this sport in Elmwood Park and in America. Congratulations.
Councilwoman Pellegrin.
Oh, sorry, thought you said Sheridan. Good evening, everyone. To EP Crew Tigers, congratulations to the team players, the coaches, and the parents. Tonight, we are proud to honor and recognize all of your achievements for the 2022 season. This is a very special night for all of you and very well deserved. Keep having fun, keep working hard, and I know more success will be in your future. Congratulations again to everyone.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Sheridan.
Thank you. I just want to give a shout out to the parents. If it wasn't for you guys, they wouldn't be where they're at. For the coaches, great job. And you know what, Mr. Mayor? I think we should turn around and have a National Crew Day. What do you think? If you guys come back and win one more season, I think we should pass a National Crew Day.
Yes.
All right, that's, Councilwoman, that's an excellent suggestion and gives them all the impetus needed for next year to be back here again. And then we're going to have to do something special. That'll be 5 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's more special than this. Not that this is not special, but it would be a little more special. Does that sound good, guys? Okay. Excellent suggestion. Council President Fasolo.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations to the Tigers on your championship again. 4 years in a row, amazing season. Thank you to the parents, the coaches, and especially the players. One of you are going to grow up to be the next Messi or Ronaldo. Congratulations again, not only at soccer, but also at representing our community. So thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Council President. Well, I think Helena, she had covered all the bases before when she congratulated the parents, when she congratulated the coaches, and naturally the players themselves. But it's really profound. That whole scenario is profound because none of this works unless that's all in sync. The parents have to be there like they are here today. They have to do all the jockeying around. They have to do all the nursing when they come home with the boo-boos. And then the coaches, they have to be strong but yet compassionate. And the players themselves, they benefit from all that said above. So what I think we should do is let's congratulate the players first. The coaches second. And parents, give yourself applause. This is going to be the best years of your life with your children. You're going to look back at this and say, those were the best years. It kind of forces you to spend more time with your children. And not only that, socially, you meet people that you would have never met before. So everyone, go in Godspeed. If you'd like to stick around for the balance of the meeting, you're all welcome. If not, we're going to take a little recess, and we'll be back very shortly.
Mayor, I'd like to reestablish a quorum. On roll call, we have council members Ballesteri. Council members Ballesteri? Here. Dennis? Here. Golobeck? Here. Pellegrin?
Here.
Sheridan?
Here.
Council President Fasolo?
Here.
Mayor Coletti?
Here.
We have reestablished a quorum. Next on our agenda, we have ordinances on first reading. Resolution R-322-22, introduce ordinance number 22-26 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance titled, an ordinance establishing a four-way stop at the intersections of Garden Drive and Mile Street and to amend Chapter 7 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park titled Traffic, more specifically Section 7-21 titled Multi-Way Stop Intersections, be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, October 20th, 2022 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the borough clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
I believe this speaks for itself. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Fasolo, second by Pellegrin. On roll call, we have Council members Ballesteri,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Golobeck,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Fasolo.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now we have Resolution R-323-22, introduce ordinance number 22-22 on second reading, whereas the public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Improvement of 15th Avenue from East 53rd Street to East 55th Street and by and for the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $200,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, August 18th, 2022, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Improvement of 15th Avenue from East 53rd Street to East 55th Street and by and for the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $200,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds. Passed on final reading.
And thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is being paid for by grants. May I have a motion to open to the public?
Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Council President Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council members Ballesteri,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Golobeck,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Fasolo.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-324-22.
Excuse me. I'd like for the council to consider removing this from the agenda this evening. This should have gone in front of the planning board last night, but unfortunately, the planner could not make it. So we're basically out of sync to be,
So we need a motion to table?
yeah, eventually this will be put on the agenda. Yes, so motion to table.
So
please.
moved.
Second.
All in
Okay.
favor?
Roll call.
Roll call. First by Council President Fasolo, second by Pellegrin for Resolution R-324-22, ordinance number 22-23 to be tabled. On roll call, we have Council members Ballesteri,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Golobeck,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Fasolo.
Yes.
The ordinance is tabled. Now we have Resolution R-325-22, introduce ordinance number 22-24 on second reading, whereas the public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Establishing a Three-Way Stop at the Intersections of Caruth Avenue and Augusta Street," and to amend Chapter 7 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, titled Traffic, more specifically Section 7-21, titled Multi-Way Stop Intersections, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, August 18th, 2022, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Establishing a Three-Way Stop at the Intersection of Caruth Avenue and Augusta Street," and to amend Chapter 7 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, titled Traffic, more specifically Section 7-21, titled Multi-Way Stop Intersections, passed on final reading.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance? If not, I will close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Council President Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council Members Ballestieri,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Fasolo.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-326-22, introduce ordinance number 22-25 on second reading, whereas the public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Establishing a Three-Way Stop at the Intersections of Linden Avenue and Grant Street," and to amend Chapter 7 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, titled Traffic, more specifically Section 7-21, titled Multi-Way Stop Intersections, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, August 18th, 2022, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Establishing a Three-Way Stop at the Intersections of Linden Avenue and Grant Street," and to amend Chapter 7 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, titled Traffic, more specifically Section 7-21, titled Multi-Way Stop Intersections, passed on final reading.
Thank you. Motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance? If not, I will close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Fasolo, second by Councilwoman Pellegrin. On roll call, we have Council Members Ballestieri,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Fasolo.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now we have the consent agenda. We have Resolution R-327-22, approval of payroll, R-328-22, approval of bills list, R-329-22, appointment of counselors for the 2022-2023 school year, morning care recreation department, R-330-22, appoint mayor secretaries, R-331-22, authorized vacation buyback, R-332-22, resolution to refund overpayment, R-333-22, authorized purchase of equipment, police department, R-334-22, authorized purchase of equipment, police department, R-335-22, authorized purchase of equipment, fire department, R-336-22, maintenance of 97 Falmouth Avenue, R-337-22, maintenance of 74 Bellevue Avenue, R-338-22, approved handicap parking space on West Street, R-339-22, hiring employees to staff the Elmwood Park Emergency Medical Service Unit, R-340-22, leave of absence for firefighter, R-341-22, appointment of firefighter, R-342-22, appointment of junior member, R-343-22, resolution supporting participation in the Sustainable New Jersey Municipal Certification Program, R-344-22, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with the County of Bergen snow plowing / salting shared service agreement, R-345-22, authorized emergency repairs, Palinelli Brothers Incorporated, R-346-22, resolution to approve the consent agenda.
Take a breath. May I have a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question. On R-330-22, I just want to know what the effective date of that is. It's not in the resolution.
For the mayor's secretary. Mayor's secretary.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The effective date.
What's the effective date?
The effective date is, at this point, when the prior secretary resign. It could be up to also the council's discretion.
Who's resigning? There's no one resigning.
Sal's saying that it took effect as when Erin resigned.
I see.
For all intents and purposes, it can be because she has replaced Erin at the time, she took on the obligation. And this
So we're-
could be regarded as an approval of her position replacing Erin retroactively. It could also
Retroactively.
be regarded at the discretion of the council that way, or it could be.
Mayor, if I may,
added from the-
my recommendation is she assumed the duties immediately and has been performing them. I think it should be retroed back to the day that the former person serving as your secretary left.
Yeah.
I personally would contend that the way I drafted it, it actually applies from the time that the resignation of the prior secretary took place.
Council have a problem with that?
No, I actually wanted to make sure that
No?
that's what it was.
Okay. Okay. Can we proceed? Okay.
Thanks. First by Council President Pacillo, second by Pellegrin. On roll call, we have Council Members Ballesteri,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Golombek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Council President Pacillo.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now we have departmental reports. We have the Library Board meeting minutes from June 20th, 2022, Board of Health meeting minutes from June 13th, 2022.
May I have a motion to accept, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Now we have applications. We have a raffle and bingo application from Society of St. Anthony for October 29th, 2022.
Motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, at this time, Mayor, I will turn the meeting over to you.
Thank you. Council report time. It's always a wonderful time, right? And we'll start off with Councilwoman Ballesteri.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, with the recreation, the after-school program has begun. They have 150 children, and in the morning care, there are 50 children. Community Day was another great success. Thank you to all who came together for this wonderful event. It really turned out to be beautiful as always. The recreation is also looking for aftercare staff and gym staff, so if anybody's interested, please call the rec. And I want to mention that Councilwoman Pellegrin and myself will be resuming Council Corner on Saturday, October 8th at 1 p.m. Our Mayor Coletti will be our guest speaker. Please join us and share your vision, your ideas, and your concerns. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Dennis.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to, again, congratulate the Elmwood Park Crew Tigers for their championship season and congratulate their coaches as well. In reference to something we just adopted was Resolution R343-22 for Sustainable New Jersey. I'm really excited about this program. I'm looking forward to working with the new team to help make Elmwood Park sustainable. Community Day was amazing. Thank you to donors, volunteers, vendors, and everyone that participated. I thought it was the most amazing fireworks show we've ever seen, and we really appreciate everyone that put that together. Really quickly, the next Board of Ed meeting is September 27th at 7 p.m. at the middle school, high school. The Elmwood Park Fire Company number 2 is hosting their 3rd annual casino night on Saturday, October 15th. You can get more information every Tuesday night at 7:15 at Engine Company 2. And they're also having an open house on September 25th. So you can stop by, family fun, meet the local firefighters, and look into ways to volunteer. Other than that, progress, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Golombek.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll be brief. I just want to compliment and commend everyone that had anything to do with Community Day, especially in light, if you remember, like 10 years back, Community Day was 4 hours on a Saturday in June, one big white tent, a couple tables, and we kind of called it a day after a couple hours. What we pulled off this past weekend was nothing short of tremendous, and it makes me very proud to be part of this council and part of this community, and kudos to everyone who spent a lot of time putting it together. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Pellegrin?
Yes, good evening, everyone. My Board of Health update. Elmwood Park residents, the free flu vaccine clinic will be held on Monday, September 26th, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Hut at Borough Field. Please bring ID with you. Any questions, please call Marlene DeStefano at 201-796-1457, extension 201. On October 1st, the second annual Elmwood Park Celebrate Seniors event will be held. Location Market Street from Muller Boulevard to Pine Street. Time 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The next free rabies clinic for dogs and cats will be held Wednesday, November 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Firehouse Number 4 on Muller Boulevard. For any questions, please call 201-796-1457, extension 600. The next Board of Health meeting is on October 17th at 7 p.m. My police update. On Monday, September 26th, the Elmwood Park Police presents Monday Night Football, a cornhole tournament and beer garden starting at 6:30 p.m. to the end of the game. The game will be projected onto a large screen for viewing. Location will be Borough Field. On Friday, October 7th at 9 a.m., our Elmwood Park Police Department presents Pancakes with the Police at the Senior Center at Borough Field. Our police department will be preparing breakfast for our senior citizens. And then on Monday, October 10th at 6:30 p.m., our police department will be announcing its Neighborhood Watch program at Borough Hall and Council Chambers. Interested Elmwood Park residents will be introduced to Elmwood Park officers and the Neighborhood Watch liaisons, the Elmwood Park Police Department structure, the benefits of a Neighborhood Watch, and the goals of a Neighborhood Watch program. To register, you can email at epneighborhoodwatch@elmwoodparknj.us. Residents Assistance Program update and the People's Pantry update. This Sunday, September 18th, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., we'll be hosting the Elmwood Park Stomp Out Hunger event. Location, 236 Falmouth Ave, Elmwood Park. Please join us in celebrating the grand opening of our second pantry. There will be free food, raffles, school supplies, music, and much more. Please join us for this very special event. Together, we really are making a difference. This program started 5 years ago. Last year, we opened our first pantry. We're now on to the second pantry. We will have refrigeration so we could offer more food options to those in need. And we're really looking forward to everybody stopping by to see what we do offer our residents in need. Also, I'd like to say Community Day, like everyone else said, was a tremendous hit. A lot of hard work went in from a lot of people to make it such a success. I'm proud of everyone, and it really truly was a proud day for Elmwood Park. Thank you, Mayor, and progress.
Thank you, Lorraine.
I'm
And
sorry.
what time was that on Sunday, once again?
The residents assistance, it is from 1 to 4 p.m. at the 236 Falmouth Ave, the Ambulance Corps building.
Yeah, come on down and see the improvements that were made by that lady there and her committee. You should be excited about it. It looks real good. I had a sneak preview,
Sneak peek.
and I was very impressed.
Mayor Tanisha had a question.
Just
Yes.
question. Lorraine, when was that police breakfast you mentioned?
The police breakfast, October 7th
Thank
at
you.
9 a.m. at the Senior Center.
And Chief, you're cooking?
Yep.
Okay.
Come on.
Thank you.
We're good? Yes. Okay. Councilwoman Sheridan?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I have Elmwood Park VFW is having a country western night tomorrow night at 6:30, featuring Nick James and the Amarillos. Tickets are $25. Anyone interested, please call me at 201-791-1296. Second, the Elmwood Park Homeowners Association is going to Wind Creek Casino Friday, September 23rd. Tickets are $40. You get $35 cash voucher back. Anyone interested, please make reservations. Tell Linda, 201-966-7694. Elmwood Park homeowners, meet the candidate night. Join Wednesday, September 28th, 7 o'clock at the Elmwood Park Senior Center. If RSVP by Linda, 201-982-4919. That should be a great night. Progress.
Thank you, Terry. And just to make sure everybody heard you correctly, Tomorrow evening, Country Western Night, and that starts at what time?
6:30,
6:30 and $25. That's with the buffet?
with the buffet and a
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Bring your boots and your cowboy hats. Council President Fasolo.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to commend a good job by everyone involved for the pedestrian crosswalk signs along the boulevard. They were desperately needed, especially along the boulevard by Van Riper and by Veterans Place. I want to commend everybody who was involved in Community Day. It was such a great event. The Journey Band was great. The fireworks are even better. It was just an amazing night all around. Other than that, progress, Mayor.
Thank you, thank you. Well, everything has been said as far as all the good things happening in Elmwood Park. I will piggyback off of some of the council comments, referring to Community Day. To Mr. Golbeck's point, 10 years ago, it was just 4 hours in a field and flea market maybe, and it was hit and miss. But 20 years ago, there was no Community Day. And there was a small band of residents that communicated their feelings about Community Day, and with the help of the rec club, that's how that started to get to that point, Daniel. And when you look at it now, how it's evolved and incorporated a street aspect fair to it, as I was like in awe myself, just walking and having the feeling of warm and fuzziness in the air throughout the whole event. So excellent. The events committee should take a bow. Mayor and council for backing all these great community events. And of course, let's not forget our BA for being right there with us and leading the charge. Second, our concert series at our band shell has ended. Looking back in retrospect, it was very successful. The crowds were numbering from 250 to maybe 450, especially as the events were coming along. But we will take a look at what we did last year, tweak it, and make it even better for next year. With that, may I have a motion to open the floor for public comments?
So move.
Anyone from the public here to speak? Yes. Please give us your name.
Yes, hi. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Would you like to come up to the mic?
Sure.
Need your name and address, sir? And you could speak on anything you'd like.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Mayor, respected councilman. My name is Justin Mancini, it's my wife Lena. We are the new owners of the Bagel Base on 454 Market Street. We'd like to make a change to the ordinance for the parking out front. We'd like to change it to about 20 minutes or so. 2-hour parking is a little tough on our business. You know, we're new business owners, and you know, we have a lack of parking. You know, obviously, you know, for our customers. You know, and part of the appeal of our store is, you know, to kind of drive up and, you know, quick pick up and go. You know, so we'd like to change the parking from 2 hours to about 15 to 20 minutes.
Are you finding out that people are like parking there and going about shopping in some other area, maybe across the street or whatever?
Yes.
And that's killing.
Yeah, and you know, maybe even other, you know, employees from other businesses are parking there out front, and you know, it just takes up all the space. You know, I was, you know, we were considering maybe from driveway to driveway, you know, just in front of our store and the other stores that are next to us. You know, I don't know how the rest of the town feels.
Okay.
You know, in front of our store, 2 hours is a long time.
Well, we are a business-friendly community. I'm sure our police chief, who's heard all this, will take it into consideration and have our traffic director do an analyzation, and hopefully it'll work to your benefit. I can see where the parking is very limited there and how crucial 1 or 2 spaces are. Mr. Foligno, you care to elaborate?
Yes, Mayor, I could understand and empathize with them. We will definitely conduct a study and take a look at it. It sounds very reasonable. I just want to caution you that we have to enforce that, right? So you're going to call us. We might not get there in 20 minutes. It's a lower priority call, and we're very busy, but we will get there as soon as we can. So I just want to couch your expectations with enforcement. The tires have to be marked, the officer has to come back. So just bear with us on that, but I think it's a good idea, and we will definitely look into it.
The walking strips when they cross the street to our store or we're crossing to CVS. These people are like, the way they're driving, when let's say I'm crossing to CVS, I'm like so afraid to cross the street. So if we can do the lines also.
Right, you mean a crosswalk? Yep.
Yeah, so we can have.
Sure, we'll look into it. We'd have to find, so mid-block crosswalks are very much discouraged by the traffic associations and all, but we'll definitely look into it and find the safest thing we can put there. Maybe I'm sorry? Yeah, well, that line is abandoned now, but we'll take a look at everything, and whatever we can do to help the area, we'll definitely help you. You're welcome.
Good luck to you. Yes, Gladys, would your leg fall asleep?
No, much worse than that.
It's a long story, I know. Okay. Welcome, your name and address, please?
Gladys Bushwood, 256 Fensack Avenue, Ellisville. This is in reference to the removal of a sign at the future site of the Vietnam Memorial. It's a petition.
Please start from the beginning.
Oh, sure. Okay, this is a petition for the removal of a sign at the future site of the Vietnam Memorial. I have over 55 signatures. Dear Mayor and Council, 2 candidates for the 2022 election have erected a large campaign sign on the site of the future Vietnam Memorial at Van Riper and Mola Boulevard. This property, having already been designated to honor the veterans, should not be used by any other party for any purpose. To do so is disrespectful to the veterans. The monument is to honor the soldiers, many who were treated poorly after returning from their service and some who never came home. Exploiting the site for personal gain is spitting in the face of these war heroes once again. The petitioners hereby demand the immediate removal of the campaign sign from the property and that all future use of the land, except for its express purpose, be prohibited. But I also have other concerns with some recent signs. On Brookside and Market Street and Boulevard and Paulsa, 2 gigantic signs for Solo and Goldbeck have gone up. I want to know, this is Parkway property?
Yes, I would assume that is, yes.
Okay, so now who gave permission to Fasolo and Golobeck to erect these signs?
Would you care to, Mr. Golobeck and Mr. Fasoli, you care to answer that?
And also the size of the signs, they are enormous. Like, who gave permission to put those size signs up? And not just that, one fell down, fell into the street. It was huge. If that had hit somebody, who do they sue? Do they sue Fasolo and Golobeck? Do they sue the town? Or do they sue the Parkway? Does the Parkway even know that these signs have been erected? They're ugly. They are huge, and they never come down. So, like, who are you paying taxes on this property that you're allowed to keep these big posts that look like driftwood after a year? I just don't think it should be allowed. Like I said, these are 2 new signs in a residential area, and no one seems to know. Like, do you, who owns that property? You don't know? So then who allowed the signs to go up? How come no one can answer this?
There have been 4x8 billboard signs. 4x8 is the size of our sign. I believe it's the size of the other party sign. As far back as I know, 15 years and probably longer than that, there's been a tradition in Elmwood Park that the political parties advertise their candidates using 4x8 signs in a variety of locations throughout the borough, okay? All of the traditional locations over the years are a mix of state property, borough property, kind of gray area space between different landlines. So these locations you mentioned are no different than the signs that we, both parties, have right by the Boulevard Bar and Grill, or on Molnar Drive, or by the gas station all further down. So your question kind of opens up the entire thing. We have an agreement from a couple years ago, no lawn signs. If you pursue what you want to do, then I guess, nobody will be able to advertise anything, and we'll just have to do it all at the door and through the mail.
That sounds good. But what I want to know is that, okay, so you're the lawyer, you're the mayor. Now I have a question from some people. When your sign comes down after election, so my friend, the realtor, can put his sign up, the smoke shop could put their sign up. This is what you're saying. Anyone is allowed now, because if you two are allowed to use those signs and everyone else, then everyone in Elmwood Park is allowed to use these signs.
So if I can, Mayor, so the signs for political parties have been up for years, since I'm a child in this town.
Not where I am though, with these are two.
Understood, but there's also other signs up from both sides that are in unique places. If we want to enforce, no one gets permission, they never have. So no permission was granted, but none was asked, right? So if we want to enforce the ordinances, we can go to the ordinance book and enforce them unilaterally and take everybody's sign down if the ordinance says it has to come down. Or, well, that's a mayor and council decision.
These are two new signs in residential.
But you're talking about two, but there's signs all over town. So then they all come down.
Well, you know what, then they should not be on Brookside. You're coming and you're making a turn and there's this giant sign, by the way, that took up all the property. So no one else from another party could put theirs up if they wanted to. And the same thing with Boulevard and Paulson. And by the way, who's responsible if anyone gets hurt? Because there's men working there now, and no one put that sign back. They just pushed it, and now it's just leaning. It's a hazard, number one. And like I said, so now you're giving permission for anybody to use those signs.
Nobody gave anybody permission to do anything, permission was never asked in this town for political signs.
And when they come down, no one has to ask permission. People could just start throwing their signs up on it. That's what you're saying.
Where did you put your signs when you ran?
On the fence.
Okay. Well, who did you ask for permission? Yeah.
And you know what? If I was told I could, I would have taken it down. And no one questioned it, but now I'm here questioning it because they are ugly and they are in.
I take offense to that.
Gladys?
I'm not saying that people are ugly, I'm saying the sign is ugly.
No, they're
Well, I will say, the one you're talking about that fell, I thought it was a good location, but I'm not feeling it as much anymore, so that one might be down soon, just to let you know.
Let me say this in response to this. The silver lining, before I get to the main issue, is that the town has to re-examine our sign ordinance. And we should do that so that, to your point, every Tom, Dick, and Harry can put a sign up wherever they want, excluding present company here. So, to their defense, there was never no gentleman's agreement about how many signs could go up. But in the last couple of years, we kind of restricted it to River Road and Molnar Drive. And this year it did expand. It did expand. But that's not the crutch here. Where I am disappointed is the fact that this council in 2019 agreed that on that corner of Van Riper and the Boulevard, never again would there be a political sign put up there. And the reason for that was that those signs, the wood backing, stood up there for months after the election. It looked like Dog Patch Village. It's a focal point. If you're traveling north to south or south to north, it's a focal point, in a way, the center of our town and going in those directions. This council had agreed, members with exclusion of the newcomers, that never again would any political signs be put there. That's one violation.
Mayor, we never
All right,
agreed.
let me finish. I'm not
We
finished.
never agreed to signs not going there again.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. And Daniel, you saying the same thing?
Absolutely. Mayor, this is a manufactured controversy.
Yeah.
A totally manufactured controversy. You've probably run 6 times and put your signs there. There have been signs there as recently as 2 years ago. Yes, in a couple of years, the plan is to put a park there, and God bless the effort that's going into it and all that good stuff. But we've manufactured some kind of a controversy here, you know? You don't see me here saying, oh, the other side put a sign 20 feet away from a Native American burial ground, because that's technically true. Or you don't hear me saying, oh, they put a sign on a church's property talking about sacred ground. We shouldn't even be discussing this kind of subject at a council meeting. Yes, the public can
Well,
talk
you
about
know
whatever,
what?
but the people of Elmwood Park, when they tune into these meetings, do not want to listen to us discussing political campaign signs. That is totally like nobody cares.
Thank God that you're not running the show here, because that's not democratic. These people have the right to come into a public meeting and say what they like to
They do. We shouldn't talk about it.
Right. And just for the sake of the audience out there, they must have amnesia, because the deal was struck, no political signs ever again on that corner. So that is a fact. I have witnesses that will testify to that point, and maybe even some council members here also would care to tell the actual truth of what happened.
Mayor, I have a question for this property. Was this property even conveyed to the borough yet?
It's a borough property.
Is it?
Yes.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Where is the deed?
Ask your attorney to see it.
Mr. Attorney, do we have and is there even an ordinance that this land is being dedicated to the Veterans Memorial? I know it's been spoken about, but do we have an ordinance that says that this land is, number one, the borough's, and number two, is it dedicated for the memorial, that we're saying it's sacred ground? But I don't remember an ordinance that we passed that dedicated this land being sacred or being historic, or even having a memorial on there. I mean, we don't have any ordinance in front of us. This petition is misleading the residents into saying that this is a sacred site, that this is dedicated already. This isn't dedicated. We are, of course, I'm totally for this. I'm a history teacher. I love the veterans. But it's misleading. This land isn't dedicated yet. Well, I'm not even sure if this is borough property yet. We don't have the deed. It hasn't been conveyed to the borough if it's not borough property. So that's just 2 questions we need to get out of the way to even see if this petition is even valid, that it's even borough land.
Counsel, I don't know if you were here or absent.
And maybe we could ask our attorney to check on that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you were here throughout the work meetings addressing the fact of the ownership, but it was concluded that it is town property, and am I correct?
Mayor, with all due respect, I'm being sort of hit by surprise here, because I'm neither the tax assessor nor the tax...
You told us that this was owned by the town of Elmwood Park.
He never did.
I told you that?
He never did, which is why I'm saying this is not borough property.
Mayor, I don't know who told you that, but I can assure you that I don't have no idea.
You didn't research it, Sal?
Not that. No, I've researched other properties, but not this.
Mr. Foligno, could you put any ear onto this? Do you recall when we were doing the search on the property, so that we make sure, if we're going to go forth, that that question of the ownership was settled?
I don't think the borough attorney was involved in that. I believe it was one of the engineers, and I don't know, I can't say for sure what conclusion we came up with there. We would have to ask the engineer. I don't think Mr. Ingraffia was involved at that point. It was just the engineers.
Yeah, with all due respect, I'm being hit by a bombardment here of surprises, because first start with, personally, between you and I and this council, I don't even know what property you're talking about and is being addressed. Second of all, if I get an opportunity to look at it, I'll be happy to research it and find out what the status or what was or wasn't. And if you want me to look at the ordinance with regards to posting signs and so forth, I'd be happy also to do so and make recommendations. But with all due respect, I have never been involved in this particular piece of property you're referencing, which I still don't know which one it is. But I've been involved in doing searches on other properties, down on River Road, on Boulevard here, with regards to the brook and so forth, but not with this particular property. So I'd be happy to look into it. No
Can
question.
you, Sal, because
I
that's
wish you
important.
would, because there's a lot on the line here. I don't
It's a
even know
lot on
why-
the line because you're bringing politics and campaigning into the council chambers, which you've done now for 3 different meetings in a row.
Well, Councilman, when you
This
make
is
a
politics.
promise...
When you call
when
somebody's
make a
sign
promise, stick
ugly
it- stick
and you
to
say
it.
it's huge and it's in the middle of things, you're playing politics. We see, we know. The people. I need to be quiet, ma'am. You're out of order. You're out of order, ma'am. Yes, you
I
are.
am a resident, we elected you, and I'm asking you a question, and if you cannot sit up there
And I told, you, I am not by being unbiased. I told you that we should look into who the property even belongs to. Because you stated here that it's dedicated when it's not. Okay, that's your opinion.
They are ugly, so don't say I sat there and called you ugly.
No, I said you called the signs ugly.
Okay, and I pay taxes here, and I have every right to come here and ask every single one of you a question. And if you can't deal with it,
I never said that you
I'm
were.
not playing this little game.
Yeah, well.
And you should have answers. I'm sorry, but you don't know anything. Every time someone asks you a question, you don't know anything. Who owns the Parkway property? I don't know. Who owns the Route 80? I don't know. Who owns, is the veterans? Is that, was that dedicated? You don't know. How long?
We went through the
Ma'am.
process. It was all cleared.
I should be able to ask any question I want to ask. Don't tell me I don't have the right to do that. I have the right to do that.
You have all the right in the world. And, oh, of course, and no one is doubting it. But please, do not accuse me of not knowing or having no answers. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Do you think, as an attorney, I'm supposed to know everything that is in this town? Are you serious? I'm an attorney, I'm not a tax assessor.
You don't have to be a tax assessor. Who owns the property that these signs are going up on?
You're asking me tonight to give you an answer of who owns a piece of property in this town? Ma'am, give me an opportunity to answer you, at least a little courtesy, okay? Do you really think that right now, at this particular moment, you can quote me and say, tell me who's the owner of lot 2 and 2's 54 and block 55? And you think I'm going to answer you?
Right, so if these signs fall on...
Can you please answer my question? Could you please answer my question? Do you expect me as the...
I expect you to know certain things, yes.
But you're asking me...
I don't know my lot, but I expect...
But you're expecting me to know a particular piece of property which I have no idea where it is.
Let's do this. Let's give him a chance to research and give an answer to the question, and we'll have it.
I will be back.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? Yes, sir. It's a hard act to follow, I'll tell you right now. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Giorgio, and I am a proud member of the Elmwood Park Board of Health.
I don't think it's on.
Hold down the button.
Hold it until it becomes green.
Hold till it turns green.
I can, okay, there you go.
There you go.
Okay, here we go again. My name is John Giorgio, and I am a proud member of the Elmwood Park Board of Health. This is my second term, and last year we hosted an event called Elmwood Park Celebrate Seniors. It was our very first event, and we wanted a day that we could dedicate to our seniors and give back to the community, and to those who have given years and decades, and in some cases, a history of their services. Hello? Okay. Should I start over again? Oh, geez. Anyway, my name is John DiMarzio, a proud member of the Board of Health in Elmwood Park. Last year, we hosted our very first Elmwood Park Celebrate Seniors that was dedicated to our seniors for their years, decades, and century, in some cases a century, of their contributions to the community. And it was a really tremendous success, and we decided to bring it back as an annual event. And it is a day filled with information, resources, networking. There'll be free food there that was graciously donated from some of the merchants in the area. We have like the delis and the diners. We have free raffles. It's not like a fundraiser. They're all free, so anybody can just put their name in. We have 2 Jets autographed footballs. We have a Giants voucher. We have a great authentic Italiano restaurant in Little Falls called La Brasse, and we have so many other really wonderful raffles and prizes. We have entertainment. We have Ridgewood Symphony Orchestra is sending their quintet again. Proud of that. We have another woman called Renee Marie, and she actually had a stroke when she was 26. And she made a pact with God. She said, if you give me my life back, I will sing for you. So she's singing away so beautifully, and she'll be represented with her organization, which is like towards people with aphasia and stroke victims. We have more classic cars and antique cars this year. I'm really excited about that. We have like 1931 delivery car. We have classic cars. We have the graciously donated American Legion fire truck, the vintage 1928. We have a new car or truck.
Button down, John. Hold till it turns green.
Turn green. Hold it down until it turns green. You better get your mic
Why does it do when I do it? No. Okay.
He's
And
back.
we are going to have a trophy there. We will have a new car or truck donated by the Fetty Ford in Clifton. We have a lot of. We hear you. We have a lot of, Warren County departments and divisions coming this year. We have the borough departments this year. We'll have the fire department, the police department. We have the library, the ambulance, which I'm really proud of and excited about. We have organizations to honor the military and the veterans. We have VFW, Knights of Columbus. We have the state VFW, and there's so many other wonderful groups and organizations that will be here. So I ask everybody to come out and support our seniors, and this is open to everyone from all ages and from anywhere. We're also going to have COVID tests, I believe, depending on what they're able to get. And the COVID tests are offered to everybody that's a resident in Bergen County. And so please come out. And it's going to be held on Market Street. It's October 1st, Saturday, which Lorraine mentioned. Market Street and Pine Street will be closed off, 11 to 3, and if it's inclement weather, it will go inside the rec center. Yes. We are also going to do something differently this year. We're honoring 2 of the oldest citizens in Elmwood Park. So we have 2 people in mind. And so we'll have, like, I guess the commissioner or somebody's going to have a certificate for them to honor them. So we're really excited about that one.
John, quick question. You're not honoring them 2 ladies next to you. They're too young.
Oh, no, I said the oldest. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, okay.
Well, by the way, let me just tell you that Bergen County considers the senior 60 plus. So a lot of us are either there already or we're going to be getting there closely. And if you can make it to 60 these days, you just, bless God, because, there's a lot of people that don't even make it to 80.
John, I know you and the department, you put a lot of work into this. It was fantastic last year. Just in case they're not picking up what you've been saying, I want to reiterate, this will be a festival for seniors, basically, on October 1st at Market Street. Starts at what time?
11 to 3.
11 to 3. So we all come out and help celebrate the senior citizens. And I love senior citizens. You know why?
Because you're one.
Because I'm one.
Mayor,
Yeah. So,
Mayor, if I may, I just want to say one thing. I just want to thank John and the entire health board for bringing this event to life. I know last year was a great success. And I know every year that you guys do it, it's going to be an even bigger success. So I want to thank you. The seniors appreciate it, and your community appreciates it. So thank you.
If I could just say one more thing, we have a great board,
Yep.
I'm just so blessed to have
You do.
here. And also, we have a great liaison, so.
Yeah.
And thank you too. And Jeannie back there.
I know you guys put in a lot of work, and you guys are at every event, not only the events that you guys host, but every event, the block party, community day, you're always out there, so thank you again.
You put all that together and you got a great organization. So stay with it, stay the course, damn the torpedoes, and full steam ahead. Okay. Anyone else care to speak from the audience? You know the drill, Jeff.
Jeffrey Freitag, 35 Woman Drive. I don't want to belabor it. Okay, regardless. Now, who manages the fund that's been established for the Veterans Monument? And where does that money go and who manages it?
But the town is managing it. It goes into an account that's labeled for the Vietnam Soldiers Memorial.
Okay. Typically, they name an account like that on various issues, money is collected. I believe even for the councilperson Pellegrin's thing that she's established there, the RAP program. Now, I don't quite understand if the money's going in and the money is there, unless you really knew that you owned the property, because I myself question whether or not, I came up there a few times about that property, and about whether or not the right-of-way of the railroad, which most railroads have, was still owned by the railroad. And I think, I don't have enough time to look through all the minutes, that it was well established that the town owned the property.
It was.
Okay.
It was.
And I couldn't see that, that everybody went along in a frugal manner and did your due diligence that the property was owned, and that's how you would collect the money for that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, has everybody been told that it's gonna go there and you don't even own the property?
Right.
So as far as the deed, I don't know, I would assume there's something that exists that says that. I think it's.
I don't know the legal aspect.
And I think this whole thing is about where it was. In January of 2020, within the minutes, there was I think it was January, one of the first weeks or second weeks, that in the minutes, it said that it has been all cleaned up. And I remember it was part of the plywood that was put up, which I spent my work and money on, was when my wife was on the school board, was taken away, and I still have being hauled away. And after that meeting, it was stated by the mayor that it's nice to see that it's all been cleaned up there, and it no longer was. So since 2020, I don't recall any signs being there. And it was going to stay that way, it remained looking nice as far as it can go until the actual thing, which has been ordered, correct?
It's being built as we speak.
Right, it's bronze, it's going to be cast.
Yeah.
So in that, the property is, I feel that most people knew what a property was.
Mr. Freitag, with all due respect, I don't have that recollection, and I would not know on my own.
And I'm older than you.
And I agree. I would not know exactly, but I would love to have an opportunity to research it and check it out, as I've done with other properties in town that there was questions on. As a matter of fact, there was another piece of property that there was a question on, which we actually found out that we own, and we actually are getting $2,000 for use from the Turnpike Authority.
Do we have
So
a deed? Do we have a deed with the
I did.
Yeah, I'm asking you, Mr. Solo.
You're asking
Do
me
we
if,
have a deed for this property?
For which
I
one?
guess you wouldn't know, just as you.
I would.
So that's my only question. Thank you.
thank you. I just want to piggyback on what you said. When we had the discussion naturally before we would entertain putting this statue there in that location, we were assured that the town owns the property. Mr. Golombek made a point of that. Do you recall us clarifying that the town owns the property, Mr. Golombek?
I think it is borough property, but I don't know that. Like, it wasn't, I haven't seen it on paper personally. I believe what has been mentioned in previous conversations, but when I go on different sites and look at the tax map, it does not come up as a parcel owned by the borough. So.
But that was all clarified at that point, because I know you would, wanted to be very cautious about it, which was
Right.
the right approach.
Right, and it was verbally spoken that by, I don't know by whom, that it is.
Right.
But I haven't seen that in writing. And I really hope this is the last time we talk about this, because this is truly a non-issue. When the campaign's over, the wood will be disassembled, everything will look nice. Or as I mentioned, my offer stands to use that as an artistic rendering of what will come to that property, so the whole community knows coming soon, and a beautiful rendering. I offer that, and I think that would look great, but we can revisit that
What we
subject.
have to do is take the politics off that piece of ground. That's what we have to do. In any
out of the
case,
council meeting,
anybody
too.
else care to speak? Yes.
Pamela Troisi, 31 Elmwood Drive. Sorry to dash your hopes, Councilman Golovic. I am not going to debate the sign being on that property or not. However, there were things that I heard tonight that really concern me. We're holding fundraisers, collecting money, residents are donating. The organization that I spend a lot of time volunteering for donated a lot of money to this monument. And I'm hearing tonight that you don't even know if you own the property. What if we don't own the property? Will this monument ever come to fruition? How do the people get their money back that have been going to these fundraisers and donating?
Let's hope the mayor's right.
May I, Mayor, if I may?
Yes, yes.
Ask him. He's the one that's doing it. The mayor's running this program for the veterans.
One-
Ask him about it.
The issue, if I may,
Mayor's position is that we own the property.
Okay.
if I may,
No, we don't
it-
have that data.
if I may
Yes.
answer you, hopefully I could resolve this and possibly, given the opportunity to do it, it could be cleared up in a lot of fashion, various fashions. One, if the property is already dedicated, is already deeded, and the title search reveals that, then there's no issue. If the property shows after a search that in fact is not borough property, has not been dedicated, is nothing there existing, then the borough can actually, because of the location of that piece of property, from what I understand now, is somewhere on the boulevard? Is that the one that they're talking about? Right by okay, oh, the Kitty Castle, okay. I believe that the way that it's a triangle, is it not, with railroad tracks?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you see, I don't know the lot block, but I remember the property now. That particular property, because of its location and the way the size is, if it's not borough property, it can be easily condemned to become borough property. So whether the property is as of right now, and I intend to do a search with the permission of the council, the mayor and council, to actually find out where and what's the situation.
All right, Sal, let me have this here right now. This was, yes, please, hold it, Sal.
I don't have amnesia, and I sat through many meetings, and I remember being told, I wasn't privy to every engineer's meeting, there were times I wasn't there, but I remember clearly we were not moving forward with this project until we knew that it was our property. Did I personally see a deed to it? No. But that's what we were told. No one would take on a kind of project like this for this amount of money and the memory of our veterans if we didn't think it was our property. We've also, a lot of us up here, worked very hard to get funds to do this. And it's a big undertaking, and it's well worth it. I have a child in the military, and it's very near and dear to me to respect, to honor, and I'm sure to everybody out here also. So I don't know where the disconnect is somewhere with, is this our property? But that's what we were told. Did we see a deed? Did I see a deed? I can only speak for myself.
Councilman Fasolo is the one who
Yeah, because I didn't see any paperwork on it. I threw in a suggestion, I threw in a concern that I had, and everybody nobody knew anymore. So I just asked a simple question. If we knew it already, then we would have been done with this topic.
Verbally, I remember being told that that was our property, and that's why we moved for, I'm not getting into the politics part of it, but as far as starting to raise money for this monument and to honor our veterans, we were told it was our property.
I know that that was a very large point of contention for the Elks with approving the $5,000 donation for the monument, was where was it going and who owns the property? So that's that, okay. Switching gears, let's assume the borough owns the property. They've erected campaign signs on borough property. Does that mean I can put campaign signs on any piece of borough property I choose?
You already did.
Well, at this point, until we put some teeth into the ordinance, I would have to say you would have the right, providing you weren't obstructing vision on a corner. And this is where, that's the silver lining.
Can anybody use our borough property for any purpose that they choose
Well,
at their pleasure?
what we're going to have to do, Pam, is
It doesn't have to be signs. It's just the fact that somebody's using borough property, right, which collectively belongs to all of us, for their own personal gain.
You're using borough property as well.
I didn't put the signs up.
Well, it's your face is on it. So I didn't put the signs up. I didn't put the signs up either. They're, whichever one's on borough property.
Okay, tell me which ones are on borough property.
The marina. Borough property.
Excuse me.
If that's your prerogative.
Excuse me a second. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this conversation makes me so uncomfortable, and I've been trying to just stay to the side for a second. But I just remember at the last work session we had, the decision that was made at that time was that all the political signs conversation should happen between both parties. And I don't think that happened, and I just feel like this is not the place for it. And I think we should make that first step that we talked about at the work session and have the conversation offline outside of these chambers and see if you can come to some sort of agreement. I just think that for anybody watching, it just makes everyone on both sides look so bad that we can't have a conversation as adults outside, either over the phone or in some sort of meeting to discuss what we can do with signage going forward. I just would like to stop the conversation.
Thank you.
The reason why I really came up here, though, was about the property and who owns it. So I will definitely be following this closely to find out that we do in fact own the property that we're raising tens of thousands of dollars for to build a monument on.
Yeah. Well, we were assured, and I'm going to have the minutes checked going back on those meetings, and who assured us that the property was owned by the town. I know we went through a sequence of weeks. It took a couple of weeks before we narrowed it down, and it was official that we owned the property. That's what gave us the impetus to move forward and declaring that would be the location. So we'll just have to get a certification to that point now. Thank you. Anybody else care to speak? Yes.
Doris has been trying to get up for 3 hours.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I've been coming to these meetings for about 7 months now. We collectively got the ordinance changed to allow micro licenses in Elmwood Park. For the last 2 months, I've been kind of bounced around to Mr. Burns' office, and Mr. Burns bounces me back to Mayor Council. Mayor Council bounces me back to Mr. Burns about opening up the zoning. He seems to think that it's something that Mayor and Council should agree upon to open up the zoning for the cannabis industry, since you are allowing 2 more conditional and 2 more micro licenses. There's nowhere for us to open here. There's nowhere. We have combed the area for the last 7 months, and there's no place to open here. So the fact that, you're allowing this without opening up the zoning makes it really, really hard to function here, you know? It's been really, really difficult, and I'm just pleading with you that, you know, we all collectively get together and maybe decide on what we can do as far as, you know, opening up the zoning a little bit, because I don't mind speaking to whoever I need to speak to, nor having meetings with whoever I need to have meetings with, but I just feel like he tosses me here, I write emails and I ask questions, and you direct me to there,
Well,
and then the same thing.
let me say this, he was, his second in command or secretary, whatever title she has, is trying to form a meeting with the cannabis board. I could tell you that, I saw that go through the emails this week. So, I think once that's established,
I mean, I'm not, you know me, I've been here long enough, I'm not pushing anything, I'm just pleading with you guys to like, you know, just like, let's get together and try to do something, you know, for Elmwood Park and for us also.
okay.
Thank you, have a great night.
Yep. Anyone else care to speak from the public? You know the routine. Got to say your name, you got to say your address.
Doris, section 124 Philadelphia. Here, when I sat on the council with you last year, I know we did work on it about getting the deed and backhoe information. But what this county needs to see is the deed in your hand, stating that Elmwood Park owns it. That's what everybody wants. It's not that we're fighting against anybody. We just wanted to see, because you're collecting money for this veterans, which everybody in this whole town is for the veterans. Don't get us wrong. Nobody's fighting that not having it here. We just want to see in your hand, like Lorraine said, she's never seen anything.
Okay, Mr. Attorney, I think you're going to have to, excuse me, you're going to have to research it and certify it.
I'll be more than happy to research it out and give you a report even at the next meeting.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Doris.
Mayor, Council, my name is Vincent Randazzo. I just want to say something, I don't want to answer, doesn't matter. I am a veteran, and if they put up, you know, any kind of, you know, memorials that belong to the Army, nothing should, I don't know about the sign, I don't know where it is, so I'm blind in that case. But no political sign should be there. When I was drafted in 1966, during the Vietnam era, they didn't ask me if I was Democrat, if I was a Republican. They drafted me, and we were fighting for everybody. And I think it's an offensive. If you're going to put a sign in front of you or next to a memorial that, you know, that's supposed to be there for everybody to look at it and have a memory of those people that passed on. And I'm happy to be here, obviously. So, like I said, you know, if the sign's there, I think it should be removed. Do a search for this, search for that. Yeah, do a search for the future.
No,
But right now, there should be nothing there.
if I may, Mayor.
Yes, please.
First, I want to thank you for your service. And second, the memorial's not there yet, it's just an empty piece of land. But I would, if the memorial was there, I obviously would not put my sign covering any veterans memorial at all. This is not a debate whether we should or shouldn't have a memorial. It's a nonsense debate, but that's what it is.
We had some kind words from Councilwoman over there. The simple resolve to this is just take the sign down, and it's over. That's it. Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? If not, I'll close the public portion. And with that, I think I need a motion to adjourn. Do we have an executive?
No.
Sal?
You're on.
30 days in the slammer.
I might not elevate you, Mayor. My habit, it's unfortunate, with dressing honors at all.
60 days for contempt.
Take them voluntarily.
Okay.
At this time, I thought I had issues with regards to discussion in an executive session. However, I have resolved them, so therefore there's nothing to discuss.
Okay, that's what we appreciate. Things getting resolved on their own, you know, that's great. Anything else, council? We're good?
That's it.
Been an exciting night in one way and sad night in another. But you know what? That's how democracy works. And thank God that we could all sit here and leave the room maybe a little disliking what we heard, or maybe not, but yet we could still leave as Americans, so. A motion to adjourn, please?
Second.
All in favor? Thank you.
Will everybody wait a minute, right? Yeah. Can everybody just give us 5 minutes before you leave? You have to go get some. Nobody leaves.
Nobody leaves. Nobody leaves.
Hey, Crowdy.
Yeah. You start walking out?